Hey, what's going on, everybody? Excuse me. Basically, I'm just going to touch bases on this whole contract thing with Dak Prescott and why I think it's planned. So basically, when you look at how a certain person views a certain subject, then you start to understand the ways that they move when it comes to that subject. Um, I'm not sure. It was a video um, on Cowboys YouTube, basically about Jerry Jones and how he summed up the season. And the first thing he said was, "Man, we were number one in attendance during this time." We were number one in attendance during this time. After that terrible season we displayed, we had some, we had a few good moments here and there. We had a little bit of promise, a little bit of hope. We showed a little bit of dignity. But all that went out the window when the owner says we were number one in attendance. So if you look at the way or not we, but the way Jerry Jones, the Cowboys family, those that that have a say in the contract negotiations on the Cowboys side, it's a pattern that you see that's developing every single time a contract is up for signing. And you look at it and you see everybody putting their 2 cents in it. Former Cowboys, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and it's dominating the headlines on the letter networks. Oh my, every day. Like, how many constant days went by, or how many consecutive days went by when the media gave airtime on the Cowboys as far as contracts, or Dak, or even more specific, Dak's contract in the last 2 years. We seen it with DeMarcus Lawrence. We seen it with Ezekiel Elliott. We seen it with Zach Martin. We seen it with Dez Bryant. We seen a little bit with Romo. A little bit, it was a little. We didn't want to really make Romo upset. So we just put a little bit of turmoil into the situation, and I believe it's all for one cause: ratings, money. Like, do y'all understand that they were talking about this contract during the Super Bowl? Just imagine your product, like your team's done, but they're still talking about your team when the biggest game, when the week of the biggest game presents itself. Like, just imagine how good that makes you feel as an owner. It feels like you don't want to change nothing, and here we are. Do we really need changes? Are we going to get the changes that we as fans ask for? Or are we going to get the changes that is best for business? Best for money, tickets. Selling tickets doesn't win a Super Bowl. If you want to look at Tampa Bay's tickets, or how many fans they allow in their games this year, I'm pretty sure they're not saying, yeah, we were number 5 in tickets, when you ask their general manager and their owner how they feel about how they feel about their season. or ask any team for that matter. So you have to understand that it's going to happen every single time because it's all about profit. You take a little situation and you just stretch it out, and look how much money it makes. How much money do they miss out if they just sign Dak Prescott when Carson Wentz and Goff got their deals, or before? How much money do they miss out? I understand, they could definitely sign Dak to a smaller deal with that time frame of Wentz and Goff. I understand that, but what if the Cowboys really have no issue paying Dak what he wants to pay him, what he wants? I mean, like, if you can throw out money to Zeke and give him what he wants, and give DeMarcus Lawrence what he wants, you have to be able to pay Dak Prescott what he wants. I mean, it's only common sense that you keep your quarterback, or you get what you can for him, but you don't let him just leave. That's just my opinion. And I don't see a way where we're going to sit here and figure out, just freestyle, just take a young quarterback and throw him the keys. This experiment. Let's just see what happens. When you see Tom Brady come into a new team, new organization, new coach, new everything, new earth, new weather, new zip code, new lineman, new locker, new cleats, like everything was new. And of course we seen a few hiccups during their regular season, but when it mattered, what happened? And we don't know, we can sit up here and look at the calls and everything, and I understand that stuff does play a big deal, but I'm just basing it, I'm not even going that route with the Super Bowl. I'm just going with the narrative that Tom Brady came to the NFC and won a Super Bowl a year after playing in the AFC and going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. He did it back-to-back years. The Eagles won the ring within the last 5-10 years. Like, teams, now the only thing that may be harming the Cowboys is that maybe the Steelers and the 49ers aren't as likely to win the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. Being as though the Niners, I don't know what really happened with their team, but they fell apart, man. They looked like they were going to be dominating for years to come. And I think with just the Steelers, it's more about Ben Roethlisberger, his security, how long he plans on, suiting up. But I think they're going to be in a good situation already just because of their coach. So I just think when it comes to us, we need to basically not be lied to as fans. We seen videos, articles from coaches saying we're going to pick players and draft players and then put them in a scheme that comforts their skill, not force them in this scheme. And that's what we were doing for the first couple weeks during the season on defense. They were forcing everybody to play this defense that Mike Nolan wanted to play, with no off season, really, no chances to really learn the ins and outs of the defense. So when you look at that and then you couple it with just a new experience in itself, when the players that were here previously in a different scheme, they were making progress in that scheme. So you just wash that scheme away and just bring in a new defensive coordinator and completely change what you want your foundation on defense to be. And then you do it without everything that you need to change the defense. Like, but I digress. I just feel as though I'm not going to hold you guys up too much longer, but I just feel as though right now we got to get used to this whole contract thing with the Jerry Joneses and Stephen Jones. This is what they do. They drag it out and they sign them. Like if you realize the situation with Byron Jones, that was real quick, right? Did they drag Byron Jones through the mud or through weeks and months of long, hard negotiating? No. That was like that was maybe the quietest transaction that we seen for a departure in a long time for Cowboys Nation. It was nothing really dramatic or consecutive attention being placed on this subject like it is for Dak's contract or even other contracts, the other patterns that they show. So I feel like if they were going to let Dak go, they would have been letting him go when they had him on contract, and they could have traded him, got some picks for him, because somebody's going to give Dak whatever he wants without the games and the shenanigans, because he's based off of his progression and what he's doing, he's able to lead your team, be a top 5 quarterback in this league. We just gonna have to see how the contract falls, and we're gonna see what he does after the contract, because it's not gonna be over there. If they do pay him, this story just adds another chapter to the story of Dak Prescott. Thank you guys. You have a good one. Salute.